3, 2, 1, spray.
Here we go.
What's up YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to teach you 5 creative transitions every filmmaker needs. I just wrapped shooting a commercial for Flipstick, and in the commercial, there are 8 different scenes, each tied together with creative transitions, some of which were a lot harder than others. This video will mainly be covering how I shot these specific transitions for this commercial, and I will not be going over in depth how I edited them to look the way they did. We have an entire course over at Time FIlmmaker on how you can shoot and edit seamless transitions. So if you're hungry for more tutorials on this subject, Seamless Video Pro is a great place to start, and we'll drop that course link in the description below. But moving on to how I shot these 5 creative transitions. Starting with the first transition, the camera rotation match cut. A match cut transition is essentially when you stitch 2 shots together with the same dominating subject and composition, but the background changes. Now, I've seen this used in a few different scenarios, first by Sam Kohler with his OnePlus video, and then again when Landon reviewed the Mavic 3. The trickiest part about doing this transition with a phone is that I had to figure out how to mount the phone to the Red Raptor I'd be shooting on. So Nate Taylor and I took all the smaller parts we had and built a small rig that lived on some NATO rails, and then Hollywood taped the phone to it. All right, so Nate, walk us through what you're doing.
I'm etching my initials.
From my angle, it was like Nate was just etching into the Raptor. I was like, I'm happy with it. Nate, great work, dude.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks so cool, you guys.
This looks better.
Oh. For this shot specifically, we used the 15-35 RF lens and kept the lens at 15mm. The NATO rails were in the shot, but we knew that we'd be cropping in a lot in post, so it didn't bother us. Now for getting the actual shot, that was the fun part.
Come back a little bit.
Everyone should think you're working. And 3, 2, 1, action. So the Flipstick product for this commercial helps your phone stick to any surface, right? So to remove the phone from the surface, you're supposed to twist off and pull. So that was our transition, twisting the phone off. So with the phone mounted on the rig, I'm basically showing the audience, the viewers of this commercial, the POV of the Flipstick with the audience behind it as it's being removed and applied from a surface. So to imitate the twisting movement, all I did was rotate the camera 90 degrees each direction. And this transition happened twice in the video. Once from our TikToker scene to the athlete, and then again from the filmmakers to the razor riders. And then all it's left to do in post is cut when the background is in peak transition, aka when there is the most motion blur so that the cut feels more seamless. Transition number 2 was the explosion shot. This shot was very unique and took a lot of takes before I was able to nail both the in transition and the out transition.
Just an absurd amount of flour. That's what I think might work.
Yeah. All right, Nate, you do your job. 3, 2, 1, spray. 2, 1, spurts. Action. Guys, just get Raptors dirty like it's nothing. And 3, 2, 1, spray. For a creative transition to really work, you need your A clip and your B clip to match in composition and or exposure. So I had to make sure that the athlete's hands clap in the exact same spot of the frame as to where the chef's pizza dough is being hit. I shot the athlete's shot at 120 frames per second and the chef's at 50 frames, mainly to give me some freedom in post for speed ramping and helping it feel more epic. It also took a few takes for the athlete's chalk and the chef's flour to explode big enough to sell the effect. Once I got that shot, all it was left to do in post was adjust the framing of the shot so that the athlete's hands matched up with the chef's dough, speed ramped in and out, and keyframe the transition to feel more like an explosion was going off with motion blur and camera shake. Transition number 3 is the frame fill. I did this transition twice, and it's when your subject covers up the entire frame to hide the cut that's happening between your A and your B shot. For the transition in, I had our camera on a probe lens pushing into a pizza slice that eventually covers up the entire frame. 3, 2, 1, action, enter talent, and grab the za. Once the frame is engulfed by the pizza, we hard cut to the B shot where the traveler is opening up her backpack and pulling out the phone. The pizza shot ends in darkness and the backpack shot starts in darkness. I'm trying to like hold the light, hold the phone, hold the camera, and do all this. What can I do? 3, 2, 1, action. Cut. That was it. All that's left to help sell it is coloring your shots to match, especially the blacks. And you can also add a quick fade to black transition in between the clips just in case there's any light spillage, which I had, so I kind of cheated, but it still worked. On the second frame fill transition, it involved a green screen. The traveler puts their phone on the back of a seat and the camera pushes into the screen, and when the camera pulls out, we're in a different location entirely. So I frame up my shot and I did a subtle push in and relied heavily on the 8K resolution of the Red Raptor to give me a lot of room to scale in post for the exact frame I needed, and I did the reverse on my B shot in the child's room, pulling out from a full green screen frame to reveal that we're now in a different room. And then all that's left is creating a composite for the green screen to help sell that the two scenes are one. Transition number 4 is the blur dissolve transition. I thought this shot turned out pretty cool. We had our A shot of the child talking to their grandparents while the camera is panning right to left. We glide past a tan basket and that transitions to our B shot where once again we're panning our camera right to left, but gliding past a tan shirt that also fills the frame like the basket. All right, the big smiles again. You love this show.
You're having fun, Kay? You're having fun.
Oh no, Dad's tickling you. Okay, there we go. That's the smile. Keep that. That was good. You could call this a frame fill transition, but the post-production was a little bit different, so I'm gonna give it its own category. First, I decide where my cut's going to be, which is where the clips match up the best. And then I pick 10 to 15 frames of clip A, and during those 10 to 15 frames, I keyframe my Gaussian blur effect to start at 0 and grow to 100. And for the last 5 to 10 frames, I keyframe the opacity to go from 100 to 0, so the clips mesh together. The blur is helping the A clip mesh with the B clip, and the opacity helps the A clip disappear to reveal the B clip. And the result is a seamless transition from a child's playroom basket to the backside of Nate Taylor approaching his film set. And the final transition number 5, is the sun flare transition. The transition in the commercial goes from our razor riders taking the phone off the razor and lifting it into the sun. A sun flare blinds the screen, and when it goes away, it's revealed that you are now in a different setting. We're gonna wrap the red in saran wrap so that it doesn't get dirty and dusty.
We want no sand getting in here, so we're gonna use a rubber band.
Shoot! I was in the shot! When I yell action, we'll just have one person, maybe 2 people actually, just one from each side, come down the half pipe. Sick. Yeah, try it. Oh. Bro. So the razor scene was easy. We had the talent twist off the phone and whip the camera up into the sun's rays. But when I shot the skater scene, the sun wasn't bright enough that day to give me the same bright flare that would cover the whole screen. I stitched the 2 clips together with some reframing and speed ramps. But to really tie the clips together, I threw on a quick light hit from lens distortion and reframed it so that it matched up with where the sun was coming from in our A and B shots. Then of course I matched color, added some more lens flares throughout the skater shot, and voila, we have a sun flare transition. But that is it, you guys, for our 5 creative transitions that we used in our latest commercial. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want to learn more about how to create seamless transitions, both how to shoot them and how to edit them, check out Seamless Video Pro, our 20-episode mini course, link in the description below. And Seamless Video Pro is just one of many workshops included in our online course, Time FIlmmaker, full of over 600 tutorials that cover every genre of filmmaking. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and let us know down in the comments what you'd like to see us do next. But that's it for today, you guys. If you have any further questions, please let me know.